Hi, good morning, everybody. And I think that the title of our panel is slightly dry and boring, so we're going to try and make the panel exciting. I think we have a good mix of both sides. We have a good mix of industry itself, which is retail, represented by retailers who are pure blood retail, not necessarily online. And then we have a great mix of technology players. And I think it's a great opportunity for us to see the marriage between tech, right? Because a lot of us, the challenges we're facing is this tech is something that's very far away and we don't know what to do with it, Everybody's talking tech, online's talking tech. How do we bring tech into offline retail? How does it benefit us? We've got some big names like, Razorpay and the others who have done a tremendous amount of work online. We work with them online as well. They've added some great value to us. So we'd like to get their perspective on what they can do for us, all of us who are largely offline players as well, and how they can help us in our journey for the consumer. So I'll let you guys introduce yourselves. We'll start with you. Yeah.
Good day, everyone. My name is Chitra Koman, and I represent Novak Technology Solutions, and I look forward to this session.
A little bit of what Novak does.
All right. So Novak Technology Solutions is a digital transformation company, and we are the IT wing of Shriram Group of Companies. Based out of Chennai, we are about 3,500 employees strong with various verticals of specialization, with the digital lending platform to retail automation software and digital learning space as well. And our organization is based out of Chennai in Mylapore. That's just a snippet about the company. Thank you.
Greetings to everyone. I'm Suraj, director at Kirtilal Kalidas Jewelers. So we are 85 years in business, started out of Coimbatore. And today we have a presence of 15 stores, mostly across South India. And we are also having a presence in the US. We are currently in the business, we are on the journey of adapting our brand for the new realities of the market today. Thank you.
Very good afternoon, folks. I'm Atul Mehta. I'm the Senior Vice President at Razorpay. What we do at Razorpay, we are into end-to-end money movement. That includes inward money, the money coming in from you, from your retailers or your customers, the money going out from you to your vendors or to other businesses. And this, all the form factors we cover the digital part, pure play, where people just go to your website or to your app and do the payment. We cover in-store payments. I don't like calling it offline because it's not offline, it is online. You need network for that. This is in-store payments where we do devices, the simple POS devices that where you swipe or tap the cards. We also do screen-based or desktop-based thing. We also do tap on mobile. We also do delivery payment collection. So any types of money movement that you do, we are solving for it today. We are also investing a lot in the omni-channel play, which is like buy online, return in store, book online, pay in store. All those form factors we are covering, and we are the largest player in India today for the internet first businesses. We are an 8-year-old company based out of Bangalore, but we have people spread across India. We also have our presence in Malaysia. Now we acquired a company in Malaysia last year. So we're also expanding in Southeast Asia. And we are here, I and my team are here the full day today. We have a stall here, stall number 9. Anybody who wants to have any type of money movement solution, and I keep repeating money movement because it's not a payment company, it's a money movement company. Anything that you want to, by the way, that includes payroll, that also includes your vendor payments also. Just drop in. Thank you.
Good afternoon, this is Manmohan, managing partner of Sundari Silks, and we are into textiles and saris. And of course, I'm not able to tell as much as Sir here, but this is basically the brief of me.
Good afternoon. My name is Anand from Wedtree. Wedtree is into gifting, premium gifts, corporate gifts, and return gifts in a big way. We are a 10-year-old company. We are also into saris. Prashanti Saris is our brand name. We have stores in Chennai, Bangalore, and Hyderabad. We are online in both the brands in a major way. Thank you.
Firstly, I'd like to thank all of you for the opportunity. I will also like to give tremendous recognition to the RAI team for such a fabulous event today. And it's a tremendous success, and I can see a lot of people are enjoying the event today. About me, I'm Jubran Siddiq. I'm a Sharia-compliant investment banker who specializes into tech investments. And currently, I run a fintech crypto banking platform, as well as today I represent myself in RAI as an advisor to Congruence Holding. It's an end-to-end mobile services platform which sells mobile phones online, offline, and they have more than 50 locations in Chennai, currently with a turnover of 250 crores, and looking forward to go public by 2026. Thank you so much for having me here.
My name is Girish, Director for Rewards, Merchant Services, and Data Sciences at Amazon Pay. As you know, Amazon Pay is kind of the payments arm for Amazon. We are a separate fintech established in India. We manage all the payment use cases like bill payments, sending money, UPI, right? All the digital payments which happen on the Amazon site, as well as other merchants like Amazon.in marketplace like Swiggy, Zomato, Make My Trip, right? We manage the checkout and the payment experience for all of those online sites. We also support offline merchants, like I discussed earlier. We also have affordability products. So we support no-cost EMI, instant bank discount on all the cards. Amazon Pay Later, we are into creating credit offerings for customers. Amazon Pay ICICI card, a lot of you will have it. We enable usage of all of these across all the merchants. So that is what Amazon Pay does, and my name is Girish. Thanks.
Thank you, guys. You kept it quick. So all of us here, I think we have retailers like, we have Prashanti, who's online, offline. We have Suraj, who does, jewelry, right? We have from the gentleman from Sundari Silk. So what happens here is one side, we have a whole payment, a suite of payment. You're saying that you're Sharia and you're, you're also into lending. Is that right? Micro lending. Right? For us as retailers, what happens is that I don't know how we'll make the connect. For example, what is the difference between, say, an Amazon Pay and my ICICI swipe machine that I've been working with for 20 years, right? And today, for most of us, this 0.1% or 0.05% is not necessarily top on our agendas, right? All of us are looking at service providers. If you look at the stalls outside, all the stalls outside are for people who can help us with larger problems, right? Larger business issues, larger problems, and we're looking for service providers. How would a Razorpay and Amazon Pay, right? How would a Razorpay, Amazon Pay make our lives better, make discovery better, make customer acquisition better, right? Because you see, online, for example, we work with Razorpay Magic Checkout, right? There's a specific use case. The use case being that the customer puts his mobile number and his address gets pre-populated. So at a cart level for my online customer, right? The chances of him dropping off, right, reduce. UPI connections, right? So stuff like that. Online convenience is really pivoted from payment service providers, so to speak, right? Where do you see yourself, say, because you're in an event which is largely offline, or people here have 50 stores, 100 stores, 40 stores, 200 stores, 300 stores, 1 store, 2 stores as well. And what is the difference between a Razorpay and an ICICI, or a BOB, Bank of Baroda, or a Canara Bank, who gives us, and where is the pitch, and how is it going to make our lives better? Because I think that's the next wave of technology that you've done for online. Where do you see offline going? I'll let both of you take the questions in sequence. Yeah?
I'll start. Okay. So very good points that you covered. Number one, Razorpay is a layer on top of Amazon Pay or ICICI Bank or HDFC Bank or any bank or any Visa, MasterCard, RuPay, NPCI, all the wallets, including MobiKwik, who presented before me. We are a layer on top of that, and what we are doing is, look at it as a four-party ecosystem. There are your customers who come to your shop or to your store or to your website or to your app to shop. There's you, the merchants, the people who are collecting money from the end customers and also paying out money to your vendors. You're also giving salaries to your employees. All of that you are doing. Then there is us, that is Razorpay, and then there is the whole world of service providers. That includes, as I told you, banks, that includes players like Amazon Pay, that includes players like PhonePe, Paytm, MobiKwik, that includes Visa, MasterCard, RuPay, everything. What we are doing is we are bundling all of that into one platform and giving it to you so that you don't have to talk to 10, 15, 20 different vendors. Understand this thing. Any business for that matter, has 4 or 5 different use cases of money. One is you are receiving money from somewhere. Okay, that can be a one-time payment, that can be a recurring payment subscription. You are receiving money from somewhere. Second is you are disbursing money to, then that receiving money can be in multiple forms. It can be digital, it can be a NEFT RTGS transfer, it can be somebody coming into your store and swiping the card. It can be somebody paying you through your app or website. Then you are disbursing that money. You are disbursing it to your vendors or disbursing it to your employees, whoever. You are also borrowing money. You are also lending money. All these use cases we are solving. Magic Checkout is one part of, is a very recent offering that we've started. I'll just tell you a bit about Magic Checkout. What we do in Magic Checkout is RTO, return to origin, is one of the biggest problems that people who are sending goods to customers are facing. And what we've seen is that RTO in cash on delivery is a very big problem. RTO has a direct correlation to cash on delivery. Cash on delivery orders are 3 times as high, have a 3 times higher probability of being an RTO than a prepaid order. So what we do is we use our real-time analytics and also some intelligence built in basis our transactions with the customers, and we enable or disable cash on delivery for a particular set of customers. Again, this is not area-based, this is not PIN code-based. This has a whole host of factors fed into it. For example, what is the completeness of the address? Is the address like behind the temple? I can give the address behind Shiva temple. That address is incomplete. That's most likely to be a RTO. You won't find the person there. So these are, and a host of other things we are doing. And when you ask me what's the difference between us and Amazon Pay and ICICI Bank or Bank of Baroda, we, as I told you, are layer on top of that. We are not a bank. Amazon Pay, what they do is, they are more a technology, which is, you can preload your wallet. You can do a runtime load. You can also use their Amazon Pay, ICICI Bank credit card that they have. And what we do is we enable all these options on our platform. So what we are doing is we are a one-stop shop for you for all your money movement needs. That's what we are. Sir.
Hey, I'll try to kind of, maybe take an example, right? So Amazon Pay, if you think about it, it is the customer's relationship with the payment instrument, right? It's as simple as that. Because a lot of us, when we go out, right, we take our credit card and then ask the question, hey, where can I use the credit card? You seldom go into the store and say, like, that's the other way of doing it. Like, where all do you have offers? And, they might have offers on 10 credit cards, but I may not have my credit card, right? So typically people think about payment relationship with a card, which we also call as a payment instrument. Now, there is a physical card, right? And if you think about Amazon Pay, is like a digital wallet. So I can save all my cards into the Amazon Pay checkout, and you can carry it around. Now, the difference there between the bank or card or using this is, there is a customer relationship. There is a login. The identity you as Suhail is understood by Amazon Pay. Suhail has a UPI handle from Amazon, money in the wallet, has a pay later line, has an ICICI card, and you're free to use any of these. So think about Amazon Pay as the wallet in your pocket, which you can carry around, and then you can use it anywhere, right? So that is a very simple example of how we think. Razorpay would process the payments in the back end, right, for us. But the customer relationship is with the wallet, right? Like, so with Amazon Pay. Does that demystify?
Yeah, it demystifies. But see, for me, representing the retailer community here, right?
I'll
you've
just
got-
add,
you've
just
got
add one more
You've got
point.
abandoned checkout
Huh.
online.
Sorry?
You've got abandoned checkout online,
Yeah.
right? Abandoned checkout online, Razorpay will do for us, for example, or a PayU will do for us. It's a specific use case where it helps us convert better, right? And I don't know whether it exists or not, whether it's privacy laws, but what I'm specifically looking for is that have any of you guys, whether it's an Amazon Pay, PayU, Paytm, have you worked on the problems that we want solved?
Yeah.
Right? As retailers, we want certain problems solved. While I don't know whether technology has, you have it's enabled or it's possible or not, but I think that if you were to ask me for a wish list, if you ask Suraj for a wish list, right, you're saying convenience in payment, yes. But I think that people can carry their credit card, if you ask me, What I would really like is to see what can a payment service provider, see, when I see a payment service provider or what I see is you have access to a consumer who has money, right? How can you bring him to my store, right? Are there ways and means in which you can help my CAC, which is my customer acquisition cost, right, be hooked to a revenue? See, today when you do a newspaper ad and I do a Facebook, I do Instagram, our biggest problem is attribution today. Attribution seems to be the largest challenge. We don't know which consumer came from where, based on what costs that we've incurred, right? And then, there's this, I don't want to confuse the audience, but attribution has become a challenge. So today there are so many more places for us to spend money, but we still don't know for sure. Bala from Sarvana Store sometime back said, look, there are so many challenges. The entrepreneur gets paid last, right? So starting with the store opening, we open the shutter in the morning, we're incurring costs from day one. I don't know whether you have the answers, but see, for me, what happens, I think that's a magic bullet. And I think if you can crack that magic bullet, in my opinion, then for you won't have to come to seminars like this to pitch your product. We'll come looking for you as retailers, right? We'll come looking for you, we'll find you, and we'll come to your office and say, we'd like to work with you. I don't think enough has been done vis-a-vis online. I don't think enough has been done for us offline retailers, and he'd like to.
So I just have to talk about one thing about the online payment. The thing is, we started online in 2013, which was very much in the beginning stage when e-commerce was literally non-existent. And myself, my younger brother is the one who's taking care of the online business, and payment has always been the issue, because the reason you're online is to cater to also the international customers. Even if it's a small amount, or for each brand its own, you need to get their payment. And online payment gateways have always been an issue. It would be, obviously, I'm not a technical person, plug-in problems, all kinds of things, I don't know. But after many years, Razorpay has solved that problem for us. Because in the sense, it made things easy. Because all transactions, all types of cards, all types of transactions made easy through Razorpay.
I think a great cue from there, and I think we've already spoken at length about the first topic. So how has been your online journey? What percentage of your consumers today, see, now today you invested in online. You're a traditional South Indian sari retailer, right? It can't get more traditional than that. You work with weavers, right? And you've gone all the way to the other side of the spectrum. You're doing online. So you're probably doing cataloging. You're probably, have a website. You're running the whole business, right? How has been the journey for you? And what would you say, for instance, is how invested are you in going online, staying online, and growing online?
So online is definitely now as important as being offline. So it's more of a branding, marketing thing also. There is sales, but it's not. It cannot be huge. It's a small percentage, but still a healthy percentage. And you need to know how much you're spending on it, because now it has become expensive. Google Ads keywords have become so expensive. So of course, Prashanti, they'll be knowing, Nalli, they are all big players, and so keywords are expensive. Anything to do with e-commerce now has become expensive. So you should know what level you want to invest. That much you should know. But you can make money. So there's two things with being online. One is you can take care of your customers, you make your sales. Two, you can showcase the products you have. Because now it's become a branding marketing tool also, website. So I would definitely suggest that you have a website.
What percentage of your customers have first touched your brand online and then come to your offline stores? Do you have a number?
So no, I don't have a number, but it will all be new customers. That's the plus point. So people.
Does an online customer come and buy offline as well?
Yes, because there are people where people who have seen abroad. So they're sitting in New York or Australia or somewhere. They're seeing the product. They're sending it to their mother. They're sending it to their brother. They're telling them to come and see it in the showroom. So all those small things add up. All these small efforts, they do come out, but you need to be careful on how much you're spending.
So Anand, you're online first, then you pivoted to online. So, in a lot of ways, you're that DTC guy that we wanted on our panel, And how has been your experience on straddling that omni-channel business? And my specific question is that sourcing customer online, for example, spending money online, Instagram, Google, Facebook, right? When you attribute it only to the online transaction. So they say CAC versus LTV, right? Customer acquisition cost versus lifetime value. Do you track it? Does it make sense for you? Or does it make sense for you to look online to drive a customer to your store, right? Or, does it make sense that you do only a paper ad when you want to sell to an offline customer, and you do Instagram only for an online customer? Is it partitioned? Is it has it all come together as one? How do you view it?
So, the way we see online, offline itself is, I think, not very correct. Online and offline has to blend at some point in time. The customer, they want to buy at either at impulsive or a planned rate. They want to buy immediately, and the convenience and the experience matters. We have customers who is sitting in next street and ordering a 75,000 sari online, which is a behavior which I never understood. How? Okay, someone from New York will come to India, they will spend a day, they will take a hotel to come and visit our store. That also has happened. So, right from the beginning, we have been little averse about spending offline to acquire a customer. So a paper ad or a banner or anything, which is something I have spent a lot, but I have never been confident spending. So if there is a spend which happens online, I know exactly what is a spend, what is the ROI. I can track where the conversion happens, which keyword works, everything. So we've been spending quite a lot online only for acquiring customer to the store also.
And you're saying that you're able to track online spend to offline conversion. You're able to track and you're able to get
not
to whatever
accurately,
extent, and you're able to get a conversion rate.
To some extent.
So I think a lot of retailers will want to meet you after this session, right? So
it's very difficult because the person sees and the person who checks out, who shares their number would be different. But yeah, to some extent we can find through speaking to them and getting the feedback and the review and everything.
Suraj, would you like to add something to that? Because you're also largely omnichannel as well.
I think our experience has been fairly similar to what's been shared so far. I would say that for us, when we look at e-commerce as a business, it is more going in the direction of an omni-channel play. Jewelry being more a touch and feel product, and more the lady wants to, the customer wants to really experience that product before buying it.
You think discovery happens online?
It's mostly ROPO, research online, purchase offline. At the same time, we see that online has become a very critical component for driving new customers to our stores. So we are able to build a new database from the online channel. And also, a lot of cases, the customers see the products on the website, then they come to the counter and say, do you have this product at the store? So that's something that we are trying to build because we have the strength of the network of retail, which we are trying to leverage. And we see on the other side also a lot of online first brands in the jewelry industry who are creating the offline presence as well to have that direct connect with the customer.
So I have a pointed question for you. Now, you brought customer X to your website from Instagram. They've seen a jewelry item 1, 2, 3. They've earmarked it. Are you able to track that customer? Do you have a tool on your website? Are you able to track that customer saying research was done online, purchase was done offline? Are you tracking that? Is that a metric you track? And does it, do you have a percentage on that? And do you have something to share for all of us saying that, maybe we don't want to go online, but maybe we can market online? See, because all of us are looking for the most cost-effective way to bring traffic into our stores, right? So for us in retail, conversion rate, which is number of customers who walk into our store, average order value, like you say online, right? So do you have a metric? Do you measure across your spectrum? Is that a part of your KPIs?
Yeah, so I think the metric that we are trying to drive right now in our e-commerce is to increase the percentage of the e-commerce transactions. Right now, we see that about 70% of the e-commerce business is actually the customer seeing something online, then making an inquiry with our customer care team, and then coming to the store, and that cycle is going through. So sometimes they buy even a different product as well. So I think the product mapping is, I feel, less important. The point is more about bringing the customer. So either into the online store or the offline store. I found that the effort for bringing the customer into the store, rather than that, we are better off, trying to convert that customer on the online platform for the smaller ticket sizes.
So you're saying smaller ticket sizes online is a great way for all of us to focus on, right? You're running a large set of mobile phone stores, right? How does it work? Does discovery work well for you online?
So I would like to just zoom it out a little bit because before we understand the online-offline space, we need to understand where the internet is heading. So the transition in the internet, the trend, if you understand this topic is a cusp of 3 topics: tech, customer psychology, and algorithm. That is the Instagram algorithm or Facebook algorithm or the Google algorithm. If you have to bring A intersection B intersection C, you have to understand the trend in terms of where it's going. In the sense, the era of internet is transitioning between 1 to Web 2 to Web 3. Web 3 is all about where the power goes to the consumer directly. In terms of today, just to answer some of the questions which were asked by Mr. Sohail, there is an AI algorithm which integrates with your social media handles, not one, but all 5 or 10 of your social media handles. It creates an automated promotion-based AI algorithm which captures through bot the end-to-end ecosystem of the customer's inquiry in your website. In the sense, from the time he's seen your ad on Instagram to the time you've opened the ad, immediately if the customer goes back and goes to another ad, the bot will automatically send him a message on Instagram or Facebook and tell them that you had inquired about us, are you interested? If he says yes, an automated call goes to the customer and the conversion happens from there. This way you have a metrics, there's a metric board which allows you to understand exactly what is the conversion ratio of the client and also the customer psychology as well. So you can pivot your marketing strategy based on that.
What kind of tool do you use to do stuff like that?
So you have to customize your AI chatbots with a Python tool which integrates with an API.
Now you've gone into technology, boss.
Yeah.
Now none of us understand.
Exactly.
You went into Japanese now.
So it's very simple.
What I'm saying is, are there service providers? Is there something you can point all of us to?
Zapier is a very good service provider which allows you to customize and automate your customer transition. You have Wedtree, which is very good for WhatsApp. And you have many more bots and tools like that which allow you to support.
So now's your time to tell us what you can do for us, right? And how you can play these tools out for retailers like us, what you can do. So if I've told you what my pain point is. I want most number of customers at lowest cost at highest profit, right? Is that correct, all of us? Yeah?
Like we need a
Right?
magic pill for
We
that.
want high profit, we want no cost, we want lots of money, right? Is there anybody here who can solve that problem for us?
All right. To break your question, so you started off, your question was more to what would be the ROI on the marketing strategies that we do, right? Because if you see, the customers have multiple options, be it online, be it offline, and Instagram is one instance where, where online shopping happens. You can track the customer to an extent using softwares and tools. You can also understand the customer psychology. But again, there are multiple limitations. You still don't know if the customer was on Instagram checking your webpage, is going to walk in or not. Or is he going to just purchase online and leave, or is he going to come back? I mean, the retention is something that's a big question that's always there. So, there are tools. There are a lot of BI tools, and a lot of organizations are working, including we as an organization. We are working in that segment where we want to basically track and help organizations see where their customers are coming from, because that's very critical to invest back in those segments so that you retain that customer base from that segment. So Novak, the organization I represent, we have the expertise in terms of having in technologies that kind of help organizations customize their workflow. So that's one element to it. And secondly, it's an ongoing, evolving process. So today, what data analytics can do to us in terms of understanding our customers, doing, giving an extremely great customer experience when they walk in. So there are like various aspects of providing that kind of an experience to a customer. But then, using all this, using historical data, it is an ongoing process where software is being developed. And that's what we are presently into. And right now, today, we're talking about what all can be done. A month from now, a month or two from now, we will have a software which can answer all these questions in an excellent manner.
Any successful implementations that you've done at retail where you've transitioned, retailers from largely offline in any form or manner, any use cases you have, any examples you have for us?
So there are organizations where we've helped them transcend from an offline to an online model. That's very primary, But then in terms of scaling up in an offline segment and the online segment is something which we have done for quite a few organizations. Actually, 1-2 organizations are present in the forum as well. So, from like say 2 outlets to about 350 outlets and 400 outlets is not a mean task, So we've helped organizations to scale up to that level. So basically customizing exclusively for their requirements and their workflow. So that's very unique to what they need. And I can't have like a, Apple given to all the customers, right? I need to customize it, then that's what we do at the moment.
Very nice. So I'm going to come back to you, Anand, right? So you started online, you went to offline, right? Why didn't you just stick online? Why did you come offline?
The kind of products that we were dealing with, the value of it and the average order value were continuously increasing, and to provide a better experience, we wanted customers to come, feel the product, touch the product, and we also wanted to give an experience. So that actually coupled well, and it started working well for us. So when people see, they want to come and see the product online, and then they come to the store, they started buying, and then customers started crisscrossing, and offline customers started buying online because they know the brand, they know the experience, they have got the trust, and then they can just start buying online. That was easier for them. So whenever someone traveled from cities where we are not present, they are comfortable, started buying online.
So for you, your customer acquisition is all online?
Customer acquisition is 90% online.
And it's profitable?
Seems to be.
Okay. No, I'm not asking for your P&L numbers. But so the reason I'm asking you, but do you see any kind of trend as a takeaway for all of us on what expectations one should have when you're building an online business from offline? When you're coming from the other side of the pond, right? We're coming from offline. Actually, I'll ask you guys, right? You've done online, offline to online. Yeah. Any one of you can take the question. So how do you set expectation, right, on what an offline retailer should have as a set of expectations from the online business?
Seamless.
No, I'm saying in terms of number, boss, profit, loss. I'm back to that, right? What I'm saying here is that what percentage of your turnover is a good benchmark that will come from online, and what percentage of your turnover will come from offline?
I don't know. It is not. See, 2 years back, when we had only 2 stores, our online was about 75, 80%, and offline was the rest. And then we opened 2 more stores. So the percentage completely got totally to the other side. It depends on how many stores you have and how you are able to seamlessly use online and offline together. So for example, you have 25 stores, and if you can use online to unleash your offline inventory also and deliver to those cities in 20 minutes, 25 minutes, then, you're looking at the game in an entirely different way.
How has it been for you with mobile phones? What percentage of your business is online, what percentage of your business is offline?
For us, it's been an interesting journey because we started online from 2008, and eventually 80% of our revenue has been online. So in Amazon and Flipkart itself, we did somewhere around 180 crores in terms of turnover, and then eventually started venturing into offline stores. And as we were expanding our offline stores, we felt that major portion of the offline walk-ins and revenues are coming through online promotions. And that's exactly why we felt that it's a need for us to understand. So we generally say, right, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. So in the tech space, when the retail industry is constantly transitioning, if you do not know what we are doing, you do not know how the trend is moving, you do not know what the technology is all about, then constantly you're in the blind. So what we tried to do was try to understand how tech works, make sure how we can measure the inflow from online to offline, understand the customer psychology, and within 2.5 years, we were able to bring in around 55 stores. And that was quite valuable for us, and it helped us very well with the store walk-ins as well.
I'll ask you the same question. What percentage of your customers who are shopping in your stores, right, were sourced online and also by offline? Do you measure that metric? Yeah, back to you.
Yeah,
do you measure the metric?
Yes, every month we have a marketing audit
what's the
report.
metric?
So at the moment we are standing at 76.3%.
76.3% of your customers were sourced online, and bought offline.
Exactly.
Do any of you others have a metric for us as a takeaway?
Yeah, so for us, we are from offline to online. So for the question that you asked, we do not have a percentage like we want to achieve this percentage of sales online. The only metric we want to achieve is to just keep increasing our online sales to be competitive in the online space, but not percentage-wise. That is offline versus online percentage.
What I would look at is we should have at least 10% of our turnover represented from this omnichannel, and of that 10%, we should have at least 5% being pure e-commerce transactions. That would be a metric to look at. Currently, we are sitting at about, I would say, 4 or 5%.
Nice. So you guys, I'm back to Razorpay, Amazon Pay. Any successful use cases for offline retailers when they worked with you guys? Any problems you've solved, any problems you've cracked that, say, a traditional swipe has not solved?
Yeah, because when I was listening to how many people come online, how many come offline, that's okay. I mean, that's a metric and people have the different ways of tracking it. At the end of the day, all of us are here to serve my customer in the best possible way and to reduce the friction as much as possible and to increase, as you said, started by saying increase my profitability and increase the customer experience also. Now, there are 3 or 4 different use cases of what we call omnichannel. Omnichannel fundamentally has 3 things. One, you need to have online, offline presence both. Second, you need to have your order and inventory integrated so that somebody can buy online, return in store, book online, pay in store, etc. And third is the seamless payment experience. What we do is we offer you a seamless solution for the third part. Now, depending on your business, you can have different use cases. Apparels, for example, I buy this shirt from Zara.com. I get this shirt at my place. I try, the size doesn't fit me. Okay, I will return it. Then I'll get another shirt. Zara.com can actually tell me, go to this nearby store, exchange the shirt from there. So what it does is it's converting an online store, online person who's coming to your offline store to exchange this shirt. You might not have the size for me in white. You may say, okay, why don't you buy a pink or a blue or a black, whatever, right? So this is there are multiple options. If you want to buy this table, you can look at it online, but you still want to go and feel this iron there, okay? You book online, go there, pay in store, the delivery is again sent to your home. So this is neither an online order nor an offline order. This is an omni-channel order. You saw it online, you went, felt it, and you don't want to carry this table in your car, you'll ask them to deliver it to your place. So there are lots of use cases like this coming up these days. We are working with a whole host of players to solve this. And I mean, right now, we are currently not very ready with the solution in the market. It's being developed as we speak. We'll have the demo done, and you'll hear about it in news. So but for the use cases that you are saying, multiple use cases are being solved. Somebody, as I told you, coming in store, paying by tap, and also coming in store, the machine is not working. Okay, this may happen. Your machine is not working. You can actually send a payment link to the customer's phone. The customer can pay through phone. So this is another use case of omnichannel. So, and when you said what are the problems you're solving for retailers, let us know what the problems are. We'll have a solution for you. The multiple ways, one can be a particular problem for you only. Okay, that is also we can solve, and we can see what is the reusability, because normally a sector has same problems. Jewelers will have identical problems across sectors with some modifications here and there. And that is where we come in.
So we'll ask our retailer what the problems are. They're going to give you a wish list now.
Yeah, sure.
Right? And
yeah. So I think one aspect to consider is, right, as the product becomes more and more standardized, right, customers get more and more confidence to kind of buy it online. The less standardized the product is, you want to kind of inspect it closely. Right? That's one aspect about it. Now, as the value of the purchase also goes up, right? There is inherent need to kind of inspect it, touch, feel, right? Because online comes with returns and like all those hassles. So that's one aspect to consider. So if you are actually selling a standardized product, if it is commodity and low value, people will kind of in the longer term start buying it online more and more. Even if it is standardized product, but if the value is high and it requires more involvement, then I think the customer will do a value-based comparison online and offline. So in fact, we support a lot of these high-value purchases like laptops, etc., through the smart store channel, right? So there, I think the in-store experience, if you can offer something unique to the customer and create real value in the store, I think that's a big driver of conversion. So typically as a retailer, you can just break down into customers coming in. Can I increase the traffic? Can I increase the conversion? It's very simple, right? Like, so let's take a case of a standardized product, suppose a laptop, right? And then new customers or whatever it is, how can I increase conversion becomes the problem over there. There, I think having the entire suite of affordability and having the entire payment experience, right? Value-added services, assisted with the salesperson support, where the customer can touch, feel, check a bunch of things, right? And then don't let him go back online because the customer came there with his or her own choice.
So you're saying that in an offline store with your BNPL solution,
exactly,
with a buy now pay later solution, you can specifically help us improve our ticket size.
Conversion, right? Absolutely. Ticket size and conversion, you can actually, so, but again, it's not a one size fit all is the point I'm trying to make, right? Like it depends upon whether the item is super standardized. High ticket items, typically you can convert well on offline stores because I think the infrastructure and all the investments you guys make justifies that customer experience. But if it's like low value commodity, not standardized, I think it will sell well offline or online. And then if it is customized product like apparel, etc., right, the size, shape, fit, etc. matters, I think offline will have like a higher impact on the customer in terms of, you know, customer wanting. So really doing that experience well will again help, right? Like, and the referrals can come from any source. But typically, I think this model will remain just from a customer standpoint, right? At least that's what a lot of customers might be comfortable buying with. So that's again an aspect to consider.
Okay. Gibran, I'll come back to you and I'll ask you, what are some of your most successful ideas that you implemented, right? Which has driven traffic for example, from the online world to your offline stores?
Okay, probably I can help with 2 or 3, just not to make it too technical, as simple as possible. So we were quite in the blind when it came to the technological impact with online to offline conversion. So then we dedicated a special team which helped us with some great insights. One of that was a software called Hootsuite, which is an AI integrated software which integrates with your social media handles. And you can parallelly manage multiple handles and keep a track of all your data metrics in regards with the psychology of the customer, how many customers clicked on the ad and they didn't come to your page, and in regards with how many customers were interested, and the conversion timing to the conversion ratio. And this, a little bit of tweak after ChatGPT came, was quite, very significantly boosting our online conversions, because there's a plugin. If you integrate it with ChatGPT, it starts becoming more customized, where you automated, there's an automated system which has a conversation with the client. What made you not like the product, or why is that you have not converted? So that was a very added benefit for us when it came to increasing the sales. Second would be any store requires for walk-ins strong demographic understanding. You need to understand that the store in this area, these are the weaknesses, these are the strengths. So a strong data analytics software or a strong data analytics backend system can add a tremendous impact. And for that, there was a very interesting software, Zapier, which was allowing us to understand the regional data in regards to how many of these clients at what age metrics, and amongst this age metrics, how many are male, female, kids, and what sort of a conversion was expected in which target audience. That way, it allowed us to expand our stores based on the data which we received. So that was something which worked well. And last but not the least, it was something in regards with an end-to-end customer interaction facility, which allowed us to have inventory management, demand-related data, what a product at which time has significant demand. And it also allowed us to do some sort of elimination of bots, because online what happens is, it's very easy for you to post the ads, but you don't know how many of those leads are actually bots or how many of those leads are actually actuals. So eliminating those bots from the online leads was a big portion of our work. So that worked really well. So these 3 stories probably can help the other retailers here, hopefully.
Do you have anything that you've done very successfully at Sundari Silks or at Prashanti or at Kirtilal's that you can share with our crowd here on what you have done, which can inspire all of us to invest a little more online, because all of us are very reluctant.
Okay, there's just something it's simple. It's nothing fancy, but we have something called Web Engage. So we are using Web Engage for our website, so online. So Web Engage can be used for both online and offline. As of now, we are using it only for online. So what it does is you can automate marketing strategies. Nothing fancy. It's as simple as what you get free with Shopify, which is your abandoned cart automation. So whatever is left in your abandoned cart, it's automated to send a mail to the customer saying that, this is your abandoned cart. You please, you can buy it. This is actually free in Shopify. But with Web Engage, you can do a lot of automated programs. For example, I can automate Banaras sarees. So whenever Banaras sarees is updated in our website, whoever has bought Banaras sarees before, they will be updated with a message. So we can keep going layers in terms of this automation.
You're saying personalized marketing messages.
Yes, you can personalize, and the best part is you don't need manpower to go on going behind this. So every time one category is updated, automatically it will go to the right customer. It's a very simple tool, but it's effective.
Can I add one point? I mean, just to make it a little more simpler, because a lot of people might be a little perplexed when it comes to tech or fancy basis of technology. But a simple understanding of how the marketing trend has changed in terms of online and offline is, because of this tremendous burst in technological advancements, the customer's psychology has become very narrowed down. Before, the customer always used to have, he used to come to the store and think of multiple options to choose. But now the client comes with a predefined mindset with a clear understanding of what he wants. So now it's more experiential and it's more narrowed down. So if you're able to figure out exactly the pulse of the customer, you're able to convert those leads faster than the conversion before it was happening. So I think the entire crux of this whole conversation will be to understand the psychology and how people have changed in terms of their approach of purchase.
How many of you have changed your assortment based on the inputs you got from online? How has it affected your buying decisions for offline, right? And are there any tools that help us with assortment planning, for example? Now he said that hyper-local assortment planning he's talking about. He's saying in an X catchment, right? He's doing hyper-local assortment planning. How many of you have used that tool? And do we have tools like that that you use that are available for us to know that makes our job on offline easier?
Okay. So in terms of hyper assortment, it's a very, very centric to a locality or a regional requirement. Well, that's something that we are working on that. But in terms of what we've done in the retail segment using technology, which is rather adding value to the whole segment, is using immersive technologies. Right? So technologies like augmented reality, virtual reality, which was predominantly used in the recreational purpose earlier. Like people were thinking about playing sports and things like that. But right now, the way immersive technology has been embraced by the retail segment is phenomenal. Because if you see, we're talking about apparels, garments, jewelry, a lot of consumer-related goods, right? So everything the customer has multiple options of trying them online. Of course, the touch and feel has to happen only in a physical store or a pop-up store. But for them to have an experience of how it feels is completely satisfied through an augmented reality or a virtual reality technology. So as an organization, we are helping companies, not just with the software which does the inventory management, warehouse management, billing software and all that, but we also provide experience wherein customers can enjoy a particular commodity even before they purchase it. So in this way, what happens is there's a lot of connect with the brand the customer has. Secondly, the return of the product is reduced and all the transactions are completed with, of course, your technological digital payment options online. So it kind of helps customers to a very great extent in terms of how convenient it is for them, how technologically enabled it is, things like that. So, we've been extensively doing that for a lot of companies as well, mostly in the segments to do with, interior designing, or be it your furniture, upholstery. A lot of such aspects are gotten into.
I would say, besides this, Besides this online to offline, how that is helping us in terms of planning our merchandising, one more aspect that has helped us a lot is bringing in technology-related touch points in the offline experience. So we have, the design catalogs and then the design libraries, and we've also got a tool called a smart tray. So let's say, for example, the customer is walking into the store and looking at the complete product that's available. So then they will probably like to shortlist something to sit and see, with the sales team. So then on this tray, whatever they are shortlisting will be placed on that. And then we are able to try to generate a mapping of the customer and the product preference of that customer. So this is something that we've just started recently. So for example, we've tried to strengthen our CRM and CLP database. So that is the starting point for the customer part. So then now, I am there in the CRM database. I walk into the store. So then the login will be created for me, and the salesperson will be tracking in terms of what exactly was the browsing pattern of my visit in the store. And from...
So you're personalizing for the customer who is bought online, you're personalizing for him offline. Is that correct? No. No, so my question is that, are you taking, for example, you have customer history at the on the offline, right? On what products he's seen and all that. are you personalizing his experience in the offline store based on his online behavior is what I'm asking.
So for us, online, offline customer segments do remain a little distinct. Because the kind of assortment that a customer who's used to coming to the store and looking at, that is a little different than the kind of products that the online customers are looking for. So we learned this actually when we started listing we tried that, we are having the inventory available in the store. So let's put maximum of that on the online. What we found is that the customer is wanting something a little different online compared to the offline space. So to the extent that overlap is available, we do try to, in that category, subcategory, probably have the stock in that. But I think one thing that's worked out more well for us is in terms of these technology touch points for the offline customer, which helps us understand a little more in terms of how the merchandising planning should be done.
Nice. Do you guys have anything to add?
Just a quick add, probably this similar challenge is what we faced initially when it comes to giving the customer an experience when it comes to the offline store. But the problem is, as you understand the Gen Z these days, their availability in the store is very less. They come quick, they go quick. So what worked, probably just food for thought, was something called a golden circle, which helped us very well, and which is something which Apple has been implementing. It's what, how, and why. And as we implemented that with some bit of technological advancements, it was helping us build a certain amount of FOMO, which allowed the users to come to the store and get a bit of FOMO experience, which helped us, resist and hold the client in the store and at least give them a better, more options. So that was something which worked a little bit, and just food for thought. I don't know whether it adds on to this or not.
Super. Thank you so much, guys. I think this is basically been on full question session. I've been asking you. We're just trying to navigate and find a way out. Is there anybody here who has any questions? I think we're running out of time. We have 4 minutes left. No? Good. I think so. We're good to go. We're closing early. Thank you so much for your time.